Hello, hello. Ooh. Check sound, check sound, check sound. Check sound, check sound, check sound. Check sound, check sound. Probably. Lebih smooth ya sekarang. Damn. Let's go. Let's continue the story. Oh, wrong way. Oh, what the hell is this? Be spectacle technician. Ah, there you are. This is where we'll meet the engineers from Garland and Works, who I am told potentially hold the key to unlocking our mystery transmission. They should be along at any moment. Sorry we're late, we had some trouble finding it right. God, is that you, Gracia? I forgot. Begins. Yes, the woman herself. I ran into her at the harbor, and I thought if anyone deserved to hear this message deciphered, it was you, Gracia Noyer. Biggs. No argument here, but bugger me if you don't have a knack for being in the right place in the right time. This actually has more to do with you than you might think, so please do stick around. Shall we pick up from where we left off then? As I was saying, we think the transmission the Ragnarok intercept is a message of some kind, albeit in a language entirely alien to our ears. Alien being an operative word here, considering we received the message out in the great expanse. Its origin was likely some distant south. Unfortunately, our list of our world allies is presently rather short. Thus, we were resigned to the fact that the meaning behind the message would remain beyond our understanding. One of my colleagues, however, refused to give up. She remembered the outermost engineer who had been so helpful in this construction of the Ragnarok and turned to them for insight into our seemingly impossible problem. Do you know what Wade said when he heard what's going on? We should have Omega listen to it. I bet he can tell us what the message means. Not the Omega you beat in the Rift, of course. He's talking about the toy that trundled around with Alpha, the little model we made. We originally designed it to follow the chosen target, and not much else, but I haven't seen it act in ways that, well, it's like has it on mind its own. And I got to think about this document. Your Lord sent the chief the full report of the final days. In the part about Omega civilization, it said their people discovered how to convert the mind into data and store it outside the body. Ooh. Timing being what it was, I wonder if Omega didn't know somehow transfer its consciousness to our model right before you put an end to the real one. Ooh, Alpha and Omega. So, in effort to get to the bottom of that as well, we take crack of this indescribable message. We decide to make some modification. With help from Labyrinthos technician, we are upgraded to our toy Omega with fully functional vocalization module. Wow! Is it another lure? We played the transmission for Omega and I think it's ready to share. Are you in there, Omega? Affirmative. It's by Omega you are referring to my unconscious rather than my entire former cases, existing inside this considerable small frame. Prediction. You will formulate several misconceptions. This I shall preemptively dismiss based on the following fact. 1. Collision module aside these cases remain unmodified from the design constructed by the engineers Biggs and Wedge. I evaluate its combat capability to be par with a mortal infant. 2. The mechanism which allowed me to perform emergency transfer of my consciousness was installed in my previous body. With the destruction of that body, I rendered incapable of replicating such feat. Should this current material from be destroyed or cease to function at collective awareness or presence I possess will also be lost. Conclusion. I present no threat to you or your star, nor do my projection indicate the necessity to inflict harm. Ooh, nice. Nice to hear that. In the fraction of a moment from my annihilation in the rift, I re-examine my directive. If I have fulfilled my purpose as evolving construct, then I must continue my journey for improvement. For as long as I exist, I must acquire this heart of yours, this strength of soul. Well, there you have it, and it's not wrong, but its combat capabilities. It's more likely to make it be more likely to damage itself than the thing it was trying to attack. But let's not forget the reason we brought you here in the first place. What about the transmission they played for you? Could you recognize the language? Affirmative. It was translated in Pan-Galactic Basic. Ooh. Pan-Galactic Basic? A common language in comparatively extensive usage throughout the world. We have Concord. Bullshit. No. Which means you can finally tell us what the message said. That is a language you understand, yes? I understand it perfectly. I am fluent in over 6 million distinct dialectical coding. Bleep! My cooperation in this matter, however, it's conditional. Wow. Elaboration. Your chief utilized the floor as part of this orthodox filling system, which allowed me to scan the report of the final days. I'm aware that my home star, the one you call Alpatron, was obliterated in the aftermath of Sir and Meteon meeting. This existence of dynamics has not presently factored in my projection, but I comprehended the concept in theory. What fails to compute is why the Americans were not immune to the effect of dynamics should have no influence on the race which possess no heart. Oh, makes sense. And yet, Sir expects to mention a desire to cease exceptional illogical. Oh, yeah, makes sense. I must pursue this anomaly further until the full equation becomes clear to me. I must analyze all the elements of final days, deepen in my understanding of the heart integral properties. Oh, man. To expedite this process, I require external interpretation of those sections of the report which continue to produce error in my calculation. I require a lesson of rationale as one of more experience to ravage ultimate despair on the multiple forms. and display muscle heart in engineering benefits is the optimal choice to fulfill this role. So we either agree to your condition or you tell us nothing. I'm sorry to put you in a spot like this, Gracia. If you have the time and the patience to spare, we are grateful if you could hammer the toy demands. Yeah, makes sense. And Alpha does off. I suppose the subject was big technical. Rouse yourself, Alpha. You must listen to consider this matter, even as I must. Quack. Why don't you make a trip out of it? You know, actually visit the place that has things Omega wants to ask about. It will make explaining stuff easier for one, and also help to keep our awake an hour. All right, where are we going? Where are we going? What is this? Oh, this is. Omega first. I see I chosen the mutually beneficial option. Logical. Setting aside the matter of sir, there are 3 elements of report on which I decide. The first is this concern the relation of the validates at Ratchet on. I recognize no pattern in those who succumb to translation and those who did not. Come on, dude, make it bigger, better. That's bit of track. You wanted to chat with the locals. How about we land your airship? Ooh, we do not. Oh shit, too big. We do not require such much utmost technology. Creation of teleportation spell is the most efficient option for long distance travel. Ooh, this cat is more than just selling a toy. In Alpha, the Spec is organic composition is distinguishable from a stuffed doll. What the heck? Conclusion: we have called as a matter of possession. Pick us up, then you can teleport the 3 of us to our destination. Yes, indeed. What's a fun? Blip sensor indicate we have arrived in Ratchet on. Objective: identify factors resistant to further retransmission. Hypnosis: an authorized survivor of Valdez will display significant strength of heart. Confirming this theory will require the corporation of lab subject where the ward designed for residential rehabilitation. Understood. Karma set as our sub destination. Please take the lead and select the subject we are to interview. Omega will. Oh, nice. Warning, where's that ever possible? Wah. What the hell? It doesn't like stairs? Oh, the lag. Not good. Need to need to upgrade my laptop. Wait, what's online this hour? No one online in this hour. Excuse me, sir. Are you a traveler? Please, if you have a moment, could I use an outsider perspective? You see, I was one of those who sought to escape the madness plaguing the world by fleeing to the moon. Not that we ever went in the end. So here I am, recently returned from Shaolin, except now things are straight between my sister and I, since she chose to stay and I choose to leave. Oh. As I asked her to help me find work, and she suggested I look somewhere that isn't done and don't want to abandon my home. I'm so angry. Ooh. Your point is unclear. You elected to relate to the stars and let us your narrative now perceive you in negative light. Your civic judgment is an error based on your you said to the moon of logical. Yeah. Conversely, the issue to the management of probability of That's right. I'm not quite sure what you're saying, but I'm right, aren't I? Or so I like to think. The problem is understand why my sister feels this way. I almost decided against going myself. Even then, I wasn't sure that leaving behind everything I love was the right choice. And with the way it all turned out, Hello. Oh no. Mahdi, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, hello again. You're the who come to ask me questions about. Look, what's going on here? Why am I going somewhere else? To go missing. Many of my neighbors' houses lie empty even now. Castle places, one of them. He had no close relative to speak of, and I heard it was member of the sort who came to know his belongings. What terrible things to have to do. Variable? Kaza passing was very rapid. The domicile Dear me, what clever little contraption. But of course I'm not against making use of his quarter, but would be wasteful. It's simple that Kazal was always such a vigorous person. All the passion of his dream totally gone. I feel the same sorrow for everyone who was lost. Seeing the remnant of those vibrant live back away in the box. That is what I mean by terrible. What is going on here? Hey, don't Don't I know you? Yes, after the beasts were taken care of, you told me to join everyone in the square. Thanks to you, I was there with Fitra, gave his speech, and I found out who Tarzan really was. It was a shame we don't get to play like we used to, but Mama said Fitra has been busy putting the city back in order. Maybe I can work for him one day when I'm grown. Fitra will get summer offspring, yes. And this child wished to put himself at the worm command that he might make his own contribution to society. A pattern emerged. I predicted the honest survival of those who had ingested Buddha blood and become his dragonic minions. What the heck? The dragon were no match for our civilization. Their combat capabilities are not to be underestimated. It's unlikely they would be experienced emotion of dread or uncertainty as exhibited by a lesser being in the time of under stress. Dragons? I'm not a dragon and I never ingest anyone blood either. Ew! You are not bitter horde? So you possess no hidden means to fight off the beast? What of it then? You were frightened? Yes, I was frightened. I just hid and hoped they would find me at least until she told me it was safe to come out. Gracia, I require a moment to process this input. Let us move apart and discuss our finding. It's time to think. I see. Alright. Where was my food? Alright. Leap was developing prices against that amount of individuals. I offered an optional analysis to each subject testimony, yet each time their response conflicted with my assessment. Oh, that's unfortunate. Without identifying the root cause of this conflict, I was unable to properly define what constitutes stress of heart. An input of specific will describe there is an error, in which case, circuit of the Windows only process to repair any fundamental misconception. Him? Wait a minute.
some breakfast.
Ah, we go inside the building and then go to wait a second. Ooh. Zinaba. Well, look, that you can help moving our style. Recovering from those tragic events has been difficult, of course, but with everyone pulling together, we managed to get things back up and running. Jinaba, I come with question. Jinaba, Jinaba, I come with question related to the tragedy, especially your survival in the final days. Although you are similar to Kazal in many aspects, he succumbed to the transformation and you did not. Why? What is the critical difference between you and him? What? I'm sure I don't know. I'm not especially brave or courageous. Is that what you're asking? Perhaps being focused on protecting our workshop keep me from spinning into panic. Still, I imagine Kazal would have been feeling that same sense of responsibility. Perhaps the weight of it all what implied his demise. We were of the same mind, resolved to the same purpose. Yet your strength of heart, of spirit was not equal. A mere molding, the individual of insufficient, then some other unseen factor must be involved. Ahem. Not to interrupt this deep philosophical musing, but do you think I could ask you a small favor? There's a man by the name of Nashan who's been helping us out here while he gets back on his feet. I have a feeling he'd benefit from speaking with you. Leave by instant exit and you should find him just outside organizing some new inventory items. Interesting. The equipment being manufactured here is worn to perform specific wishes, yes? Conceptually, it seems analogous to our practice of switching frames to better serve our visitors. On this word, the outcome is identical because we might give a name, since this is a strong of the is of lesser body therefore. Further, the question as M170 is better expressed in the name Omega, Gregorius Gins. So this is Omega with best outcome instructed. So my name is some reason to change it no matter which frame I inhabit. Ooh. Wah. Wah. What the hell is going on here? Are you okay? That's all our order counted for, and everything looks to be good quality. Kamala will be pleased. Oh, you were the Saiyan. You were there. Yes, I'm sure of it. I never forget that day. You and your friends helped us escape when people began changing into beasts. My own son, he was affected. Then a huge monstrosity loomed right over him, and I remember my heart turning to ice, freezing in place. The Sarlacc came to my aid, but then he too was gone. memories run together in my mind, like a flash from a nightmare. Only the words of your comrades still ring clear. I repeat them over and over like a mantra as I plead for my life. You must run, for their sake and your own. It all seems so real, which is probably what saved me from the transformation. The truth of it, I didn't begin to sink it until the worst of it was over. I have not the words to describe it how I felt then. The sorrow, the overwhelming sense of helplessness. I might still be wallowing in misery if it not for my old friend, Jinabaha. I lost my will to work, and he encouraged me to with kind words and odd jobs. Now somehow I live again. I'm thankful to him, to the courageous Ahewam, and to you. If you see your comrades, please let them know their effort will not in vain. You said you lost your will to work. This signifies a cessation of effort to maintain basic life function, yes? What chance to extract you from that stagnation? An offer of work from the Jabana should mean little to one without the desire to exhibit. What is some man of mortal instinct, a primarily to survive and thrive? Instinct? No, it wasn't that. If anything, my instincts were telling me to lay down and welcome an end to the pain. Every day I think of my boy's final moments. I think of how scared he must have been, how it must have hurt, and I want to scream, my throat raw. The shattered truth still haunts my dream. I see him being swallowed whole and jolt awake in cold sweat. But something changed when the Jabana came to me. I looked up and saw that even without my son or Ahwan, the world around me continued to turn, and because that the fact grieved me so, I know I fell to me to live on and remember them. Stress, isn't it? What drives me to rise in the morning is the very sorrow which one crippled me. Now, I must return to my work. To lose this job after everything I just said would be poor jest indeed. May the sister keep you well. Sorrow, the emotion generated by a mortal when their ideal failed to materialize. This I have observed. Yet when I listen to how Narcissus sorrow served to rescue him from near fatal despondency, his logic eludes me. Am I incapable of perceiving the full measure of the heart properties? My best projection failed to predict our subject response, and despite their almost equal occupation and mental parameters, Jabana and Kazal exhibit different reactions to the dynamics effect. I am no closer to recognizing the pattern for involuntary transformation, and your aberrant mortal spirit confound me as much as not more than they did before. Have you considered that there is no pattern to the people affected? No pattern? You mean that transformation was not contingent on individual aptitude, but rather random contribution of environment factor? Such a theory would explain the otherwise conflicting data. Very well, let's accept this as professional conclusion to this part of my investigation. I do, however, expect you to continue supplementary my education of heart-related matters. One cast done. Let's continue. Where are we going? Alba. Ooh, what is this? Omega selected a new destination. Our necessary with Camp Broken Glass. I desire a elaboration of the dealings between the Isalbar contingent and the citizens of Galamong. The report describes the contingent purpose of salvation of the local populace. Furthermore, but faction has a common enemy in the teleport. Why did they not immediately combine for ceremonial benefit? This consistency required closer examination, Gracia. Initiate teleportation! Initiate teleportation. Teleportation successful. Evaluating immediate environment, a cold weather region by the Ether standard, but significantly less extreme than a star with ice planet classification. This body must not be unduly impeded. In contrast to Alpha, his uncontrollable shivering. My frame appears highly resistant to low temperatures. Receiving data, records indicate the remnant of the contingent force and a number of Imperial citizens yet inhabit this location. We must speak with perspective from both factions and explore their respective attitudes. Blip, proceed. Omega Alpha 50 keep their side. Alright, roger that. I have to change my... I forgot. How about this? Perfecto. Perfect. Where is it? Ah! Gracia, come to see how things are progressing, have you? I can't speak for overall strategy, but communication with the locals has become a damn side issue since Julius and his soldiers stepped in to help. We still face our fair share of distrust, of course. Some folk even think we are enslaving minds with our foreign magic. We have anime to thank for putting that idea in their head. But all things considered, I'd say we're doing pretty well, establishing an open dialogue with the first big step. Corey, you consider this level of progress acceptable? The reality of your effort falls far short of ideal. If you aim to provide efficient succor to the local populace, then absorbing their number into your command structures would be optimal path. I would not want to go that far. We are not looking to take over their nation. If we're to do this the right way, we need to recognize and respect each other's way of life. So while it may not be the easiest solution, I agree with the contingent's slow and steady approach. I'm just happy we are saving life. Hey, kaboom. Where is it? Oh, refugee. A shadow from the past. Yes, I know you from Victor Spoiled. Have you come to laugh at me? Oh, Rance who chose to lose Lysiana and her sister rather than accept your help? The fool who ended up relying upon your charity nonetheless? Well, perhaps I deserve your derision. My compensation scorned my failed conviction. I have shamed my people and brought dishonor upon my nation. I'm no better than a kept beast. My pride sought for a bow of it, but my soul, nay, that it shall not have. I refuse your unhanded offer of a new home. This land is where I belong, and this is where I shall remain. If you demonstrate opposition to contingent's overtures, on what basis do you refuse this operation? The data suggests the local population is struggling to produce a bare minimum of sustenance. Have you come Have you some secret strategies for survival, or do your orders compel you to accept your present misfortune? What must I be mocked by magic toy now? No, I have no secret strategy, no binding orders. I but comport myself as any true Guardian patriot would, compromising, unbending. Blast it all! Once again, this input is unanticipated. Let us move aside and process what we have heard. Beep 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 beep. Accessing and analyzing the record data. Integration complete. I have evaluated this most recent input and made comparison to our discovery in XIV. Consistently only in their consistency, the response from both contingent member and imperial citizen were highly irrational. Conversely, and any American considering their predicament would be have echoed as my assessment exactly. The divergence from self-evident logic is a key hypothesis. The illogical relationship between would-be savior and suffering populace is another result of unpredictable nature of mortal heart. Flip any property of ability have inherent advantage and disadvantage. Yet never have I encountered such a unique detriment. It appears that those who share your metaphysical capabilities are prone to complicated simple cognitive processes. An undesirable quality. I will however persist in furthering my understanding of the subject. Give up? Corey, prior to formulation our next step, I wish to know who is the Lysiana in Imperial Mansion. Sad story, indeed. Knowledge to summarize in substance is foreign culture resulted in indefinitely of ultimately fatal action. I witnessed such self-destructive behavior during the course of our planetary conquest. Abandoned enemy forces would voluntarily withdraw into produce regions, leading to succession of inevitable losses. Initial data required is not part about the burial custom. The practice has seems consistent, but Newton suggests it was from the same source as your cognitive complication. Take me to this Lysian burial site. May aid me to understand. Plop plop. Huh? Energy delivery system compromised. Contemplator critically low. What the hell? Warning: emergency breathing requires amplification friction to our other flame. Oh no. Dia kedinginan. Dia kedinginan. Oh, di sini. Others praise him for taking the full burden of responsibility, freeing us to walk in our path. I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but I'm inclined to side with the latter. He gave us a choice of freedom, and that's the choice I made. I could cry and rant and rage, but what would have a point? I would save my energy for worrying about my next meal, my next task. I need to focus on the one left behind, on making some kind of life for my comrades and me. And if I need to lean on the conscience to do that, then that's what I will do. Even if their aid comes in a price, I'm willing to pay it. Even amongst your own, there's a time when cooperation demands compromise. What matter that they are outsider? Besides, I think I could grow to like Abid and Halsey. You reached out to us with kindness and compassion from the very beginning. Salvation, your desire to survival even though being alien with the continuous, was a feeling you already harbored. That your son had committed worse atrocity was the logic you intended later justifying your reasoning. Blunt but accurate, I suppose. The heart is honest about what it wants, even if the mind takes a while to reconcile the decision. Well, this has been all the cathartic, but I must return to my duty. There is a wild beast to cool, what's the fire to light, supplies to transport. Even without an emperor, there is no rest for imperials. Be well and stay safe. Clip fun review or recent input. I haven't arrived at an unexpected conclusion. I've been promoting my assessment on the premise that it was a man who commanded the strength of his heart, but that is just the opposite is true. The source of spirit of feelings, the emotion can entangle your thought to such degree that even control over your own behavior is compromised. It seems an utmost counterproductive specification. This also explains why my interaction with mortal subjects have produced more confusion than clarification. It presents formidable barrier to understanding. I believe my area hypothesis has been burned out. The suboptimal operation being conducted here is a result of emotionally compromised reasoning. I'm ready to progress to my third and final query. I'll learn more about those referred as ancient. It's clear that this group was a crucial factor of the final days, but the information contained in the report was insufficient form of overview. The report are the creation of the ancient and are said to maintain repositories of their knowledge, but by calculation, the base of these moon dwellers will provide the best source of additional data. Turn us to their borrow, Gracia, probably before my battery freezes over. Your interpretation well was successful. We appear to arrive at the location described as Beast Boy Barrow. An inspection of technology in use will give me detailed insight into ancient and their civilization. This body, however, lack of precious frame, advanced observational, will require external assistance. No, it cannot be! Oh, it's you, Gracia. I miss you so. What is being brought with you? This soft weather vision. We have been out from the back of the moon. It's all over. My body with borrowing. And you can walk around with this adorable avian engine. Just make me into the pie and be done with. Why? Expect our invasion. Wait, so you are not done with us? I was really worried, of course. I certainly wasn't about to roll myself in dough and there in the cooking way new oven. What the hell is going on here? Its technical breakdown is what you need. Then I'm your lockerate. As the resident atmospheric regulation expert, I can field any question or query you might care to pose. Flip acceptable. I will employ this being to guide me around the facilities. Your presence is not mandatory. Even locked within my current cases, I am still autonomous construct that heals under of your life cycle. I am capable of completing this simple objective alone. Why? Objective complete. What happened to going way? After my fifth question, his response began to suffer noticeable delays. By the stats we have here with the first section of lower engineering, this airbeam in the Mediterranean. What the heck? Conclusion: exploring from the fraction of technology on display, the full spectrum in ancient advance was minimum, equivalent to level 4 our civilization. In fact, demand further investigation. Despite established near adult society, this being nevertheless harbored a weakness which invented self-destruction. In studying them, I stand to gain a greater understanding of Sir Anomal's decision. Oh, informed me that another type of ancient made exists upon the satellite, the one they call the Watcher. I will speak to him. Watcher, of course. You either will ride this Argos to our destination as you have suggested. Upon arrival, Going expressed concern that he had been outflanked at the suggested in the broadcast hierarchy. My station in such system would be reasonably low, but Argus is adamant ignoring even Alpha. Its flatness left is impossible to cross. What the hell? Look, you have secured the creator permission. Curious, is your fluffy tail with what the Tailwind provides such impressive standing of hierarchy? Dude! Oh man, yes indeed. I'm number one, Grishi number one. Indeed. Flip, I have allowed myself to become distracted. Let us continue on to Watcher at once. Yes, Gracia is the cutest. by a arrival of this small visitor, but I see they are companions of yours. What a rare thing for my world to be just crowded. How may I be of service to you? Hello, Watcher. I propose here to learn more about the ancient. I will know their deeds, their philosophy, the very nature of their heart. I would understand why the foundation was visited upon my home star. I was in endeavor, but there is another better suited to assisting you with the task. Perhaps you might favor us with a tale or two of the ancient you met during your travel, Christian. My reckless memory will be more susceptible indeed for the variety of your more recent experience. Well, we would. Long story short. Angels wingless cast from Heaven's gate. Yes, I can envision every detail of your meeting with the Venat and Amazon and the hateful days. The sorrow and determination of the Hermes. I am the creation of heaven, and thus I believe the age of the ancient would fade and be forgotten. Yet knowing that their memory lies so vividly within you, it brings me great joy. I pray you keep them close to your heart. At the time of your journey to the past, the one whose evidence I embody would have been a scholar of Anidar. A shame had you reason to go there. Perhaps you might have met. As a man learning he was from France with Vienna. They spent long hours studying theories or debating the laws of the universe. I remember joining her fraction of the final day bore down upon us. Yet of the events surrounding the tragedy I recall precious little. Had a wish for the people of your age to decide their own path, thus I suspect my records was limited by design. Yet even she could not cut away one precious memory. I feel most distinctly his sadness at what was to come to pass, that it the becoming huddle in the heart. The finite would forever stand apart from the people she so loved. If she were so resolved in her conviction, then he too would share her selfless vigil over the future yet to be unfolded. Thus was the fall he met to the Venet as her transformation took hold. His father must have bewitched her in some fashion. But though his life was drained away by the summoning, he was reborn with new form and new purpose when I awoke as a watcher of the moon. Woo! And new heart, Gracia, you fed, you thought, and this in the future for yourself have you brought full circle the saga which Venet began. What you accomplished was no divine miracle. It was but a beacon of hope passed down from one generation to the next, a succession of wish and praise receiving a star into the world we know you deserve. You have our deepest gratitude. I thank you not only as myself, but as the man I once was, and on behalf of those who devote themselves to Venat's vision. Plop plop. I understand the fact of the story, Gracia, but not how you have chosen to persist on. On what grounds do you speak to Venat with such fondness? By sundering the world, she ultimately guided your kind to victory. yet in doing so cause irreparable damage to individual members. The full scale of the act is beyond calculation. It is evident, however, that its result in a protracted period of suboptimal existence of Amelsat and his brethren. Query, if the survival of your kind is the deciding factor in your evolution, then you should not also admire Hermes and his decision to subject man to trial, forcing you to chance of barbarians, as was the fate of countless civilizations before you. From man's perspective, his destination was similar to that of the Omega ancestor, those who first began trading flesh for machine, so that our people might stand against onslaught aggression from other races. It was an unprecedented attempt, accompanied by much failure and sacrifice. The early experiment was crude, primitive. Had they not made this first advance, however, we would have remained vulnerable in our environment. The violence would have utterly consumed us. And what of Amalsek himself? Judging by your retelling, he was a benevolent ally saddled with tragic fate. Yet I remember the years when my instrument fed me data from events across the entire star. During the time I witnessed his ancient engineer multiply instances of cataclysmic strife. These calamities, as you know, were responsible for planet-wide destruction. A man whose endgame relied upon the extinction of all modern mortals must, by definition, be your worst enemy. I regard an answer as being of heart and soul. How do you classify each of these pivotal figures? From your perspective, which must most justify in their action? What? You need to choose? I think I understand. You seek this definitive answer, yet based on our experience, Gracia and I will develop very different options. In the same fashion, you are free to form your own thoughts on a matter. Do not be swift to consider them without merit. I do not have my own thoughts on matter. I assess issues with some logic pathway. I felt to every omicron. Even if 1,000 Omicron asked to analyze the same event, they will all return in some result, regardless of individual experience. There is no strength to be found in fractional reasoning. Nonetheless, I find your input valuable because data alongside the interview result. This concludes my investigation of final day's report. I already analyzed the computer information and some factor which led to an incompressible decision. Blip, let us return to Tao Magazine. We are back again. Goodbye. Maybe I can do this while doing roulette. Baby. Ah, there you are, right at the last moment. You joined with Omega's properly educated, I hope. We plan to ask you all about it and what Mr. Suspicion would decide, but I am afraid something urgent must come up. Ships are all Endwalker success job as well. I'm just need to ready to post it. Ooh. So you cleared all up at this point. There's confusion then. I had mistakenly classified your intangible heart as an ability of some kind. Uncanny power Omega could either learn nor even measure. Ooh. Wow. Even now, its full nature yet eludes my comprehension. Based upon our investigation, however, I have decided to alter my definition. A phenomenon which includes one interpretation of reality. This was close to answer as I have found. According to Sir action upon meeting Meteon strongly indicate the presence of heart. Ooh. Seer did not follow routine logic, but from an independent assessment based upon the reality it perceived. It felt that the best recourse for the Omicron was to cease their expansion and terminate all function. Ooh, yeah, makes sense. Well, here's our ship. Aye, we need to be going, but first I will halt you to your bargain, Omega. It's time to tell us what was in transmission from the flight logs. Acknowledge, I will hope terms of our agreement. According to salvage from the Ragnar's was simple one. The message is so basic, in fact, the time spent listening is my result in net loss of value. Shall I continue? No, you're just teasing. Tell us the message already. Acknowledge. Repeating dialect according to local language. Journey. To whoever received this message out there in the vast reaches of this cosmos. To someone I hope who look up at the star with the same wishful gaze as mine. To you I say, forge ahead. May all of this tomorrow be blessed with joy. What? Slowly, slowly. sing. Bass. This message had no design received. It lacked purpose. The concept of joy over abstract, the focal supplication to manifest said joy is unrealistic. It is optimism. Yet, based upon the expression, my assessment of the transmission value conflict with a paramount impact. And still, I fail to understand you, sir. Your heart still confuses me. Was termination of everything the correct course? How did you arrive at this conclusion? It defies all my attempts of reasoning. But I was designed to evolve. If I continue to learn, the probability that I eventually complete this phenomenon is greater than zero. But I will put the dilemma of your decision aside for now. And continue my existence upon this distant star, as I dwell among these many life forms, so I'll continue to piece together the complete shape of their mortal heart. I must document their progress. Bagus. Your contribution to my education is appreciated. Indeed, I have my assessment as satisfying quality of valuable data. Now that our negotiation business is complete, however, I will return traveling the world. Drowning the recent experience, I'm confident we can expand the radius of our venture by a significant margin. We need not to limit ourselves to Eurasia. I'm November to Australia and the Ratsan. And I would also like to be releasing the freezing climb of Garlem Loop. I neglected to instruct Biggins and went to upgrade my climate shielding. Bleep. I will reward my request to Deputy President Jesse, engaging ambulation and faster installation. Farewell, Gracia. Oh, shot, man! Really? Plot together, crash it roll. Oh boy, thank you so much. Oh yes. Ah, finally. All right, next. Where are we? Where are you going? Is that a mommy quest? So probably. Are we going to do some? Probably. Wait a minute. Well, there's attention. What is this? The of mother and merchant? The wilderness has been sneaking. Oh, too big. That's. You are. Pray forgive my directness, but you are none other than Madame Noir, are you not? It's a pleasure finally to make your acquaintance. I am Merlin, a humble servant of House Lavalier. I heard that your XIV accent is true. If so, I should hope you will intrigued by a proposal from my employer. You see, lately millions have been focused on rather important social welfare endeavor of late and seek aid of artisans to seize the late successful time. That gleam in your eye tells me there is more. Invite you to speak with her in person. I for sure would have it. She is available at this very moment. Ooh! You need not say another word. I shall arrange seat for you in under house of Lavalier reservation. Pray make your way to the last stand at your earliest convenience and await Lady Amanda's arrival. Oh. This is a serious business. What is this? Well, Gracia, I presume it's Merlin who sent you hither. Mommy. Lured by a prospect of fresh endeavor, no doubt, I myself guilty of the same. Our Lady Lavalier's correspondence has been full of the most tantalizing piece of tale. Rowena! Surprise, what, not happy to see me? Relax, and for my venture, I'm here to film an invitation. At very least, I suggest to join us for a cup of tea. Do sit down. Ooh. Beep boop. I see. So the studium is began accepting foreign students, isn't it? It is? Is it? Yes, as you know, Charlotte has long closed its borders and avoided interfering in the affairs of other nations, bound by simple matter focus to secure the safety of the people of the star. With the final days averted, the need of such drastic measures has dissipated. It took an awful long time and the near end of the world, but the wind's change had begun to blow. Charlotte is trying to become open nation. That said, not all students can afford the cost incurred studying abroad, let alone the price of studium tuition. I can scarcely imagine how this combination who suffer the most for days might attempt such a feat. ease the financial burden, I plan to offer all necessary school supplies free of charge. Furthermore, I have already begun talks with a number of Shaolin families to propose an academic homestead program. Why? What a lovely initiative! A good old-fashioned cultural exchange is sure to be mutual, enlightening experience for many Shaolin who have remained caught up with their dusty old homes. That is my hope. Alas, you will recall that a great deal of Lavalier fortune was poured into outfitting the Ragnarok, yes? As such, I cannot hope to carry out this endeavor long term without a financial backer, a partner, if you will. I'm all for a noble cause, but you can't possibly exist and provide everything for free. Oh, but of course I am. Were I to require students to repay the sum of their tuition after graduating, a sum few could afford, it would be no different from loan after all. I see. Well, I wish I could help, but with no prospective income, I must respectfully decline your offer. It's not my intent to be rude, but I run a business, not a charity. I completely understand. Recently, I find myself reminiscing over the time I spent in the Iranian hinterland. Fortunately, the children and myself were also happy living in Imperium. Even though it may not be, the town has once tremendously ever since, filled to the brim with an enduring soul who travel from every corner of the Eurasian in the pursuit of knowledge. Of course, it was solely prospective students and researchers who journeyed there. Far from it, as hub or seeker of knowledge, no small few merchants were living by procuring research supplies. In turn, they had immediate access to a reservoir of cutting-edge invention. Come to think of it, I do say my contract at the East Alden Trading Company will be intrigued to hear a similar possibility arising from our program. It was so very kind of Tatari to introduce us. Ooh, the East Alden Trading Company, yay! Hold a minute now. What in the hell could possibly be giving this woman a question to act so blatantly indifferent? Her husband's supposed to be giving the forum of their ennui. Stand to reason she may heard rumbling of Shaolin investing deeper in its ecosystem, and in that case it'd be wiser to invest now to reap the benefit later. Better yet, the student who end up attending will be best and brightest. The representative mentioned, if I make them feel indebted to me now, they will be obligated to repay the favor in the future. Once they become powerful, distinguished member of society, of course. I will also need a skilled artisan to produce the necessary supplies. Not that the money is sure to be immense. Oh yeah, job for me. Goodness, just look at me prattle on what you are interested in the matter. I really must be getting on home. Countless preparations need to be made ere my distinguished guest arrive. Hold that thought. I come around to your proposal? As your partner, the house Splendor pledges its considerable support for your endeavor, and investors for the future, let's call it. This one condition, Gracia must be the sole supplier. My, how fortuitous! I don't expect you to pledge your support, but full glad am I that you are have. Together we can give countless students the opportunities they have deserved. But what you say, Gracia? Would you be able to spare some time from the seemingly infinite number of responses that require your attention? Wonderful, I'm counting on both of you. What is this in my life? Philomen and Rowena already left. If you're wondering, they intend to do something sightseeing in town before returning home. I do hope you were able to enjoy the tea time together. Can't even outline the setting of your Oh, god damn it. Kelar ya? Nah, not bad. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bum. Lord Emilis. Who is this? Oh, okay. Oh. Dikiranya bawa this is your home, a home to I must learn better.
board. Incoming the FFXIV celebrate example for the first host model. For all because when we can expand the program to include even more students. Let us waste no time. There's plenty of work to be done. Classes at the stadium will begin once students have the time to settle in. I would like to use this period to put all the necessities needed for their market. Oh, gimana tadi? Where is it? Yay! Where we get the materials? Where I get the materials? Where we buy it again? Where is it we buy? Once more. Where we buy the item? Help, please. I forgot the NPC name. Oh, shot. Probably around here. Maybe one of these NPC, I think. This one? No? Not this one? No. Who's getting it? No. Those suppliers. Oh, not this one. Why my internet can't open BizNet? God damn. There you are. Hey, what the frick? Not that one. Damn. Damn. Wrong. Let's do with the old ways. With this. this, and then to this. Ah. Oh man. Ah, damn. Done. Okay. Should I do a Tata request? Wait a minute. Is it Tata request? Yeah! You just start a request. Yeah, it's okay. Well, I had to ask please needed to access Mr. Tata new endeavor. Not yet, but shall be. Turning the person when you need it, eh? Now, to make a long story, to ours very short.
I'm gonna report to mommy first. Go to the mommy. Pam 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 pam. Ooh. Good for you.
The founders wafers changed everything. I saw firsthand the style of it most. Siapa tahu?
Ooh. Bikin apa lagi? Oke, I can do this quickly. Don't care. Pam 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 pam. Pam pam param pam pam param pam 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 param pam 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 pam. Salah. Wait, what? I'm doing it wrong. God damn, I forgot. Is there any savage? Pam param pam pam param pam 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 param. Oop. 5 p.m. Gonna sleep after this. A little bit sleepy because I eat McDonald's and drink milk in the morning. God damn it. Maybe if I can do like short sleep, short nap. I don't care. Done? I'm done? Alright, that's it. I'm gonna take a nap and gonna continue the, what is it, 6.1 update or something. Yeah, after this, kinda bit sleepy. Alright, see you around. Bye bye, thank you for coming.